Good morning, OG family. Good morning, Organo. My name is Odile, and I just want to wish you a happy August. Today, I would love to share with you a PowerPoint, just a little bit, not a PowerPoint, but a presentation that I feel like has been instrumental in my walk in Organo and in every area of my life. And it is Monday motivation. So I thought of this just because of how we are moving forward in a new vertical. And I don't know if you guys got had the chance to listen to last night, but it was so powerful. It was so brightening just to hear all the information. And so I was thinking of another area to complement last night's call. So I want to wish you all a happy Monday. I hope you guys are ready for a successful week, for a week of breakthroughs, a week of progress and advancement, and a whole new month. So there's so many possibilities available. So of today is the power of your thoughts. And I know that we do Monday motivation, we have different conversations, but this conversation to me, I think it's so important because we have so much power within us, and it all starts with a thought. Everything powerful, everything that transformed the world, a thought, right? It's the power that it is in us that we can make things happen. It starts with an idea, a concept, and it's transformed into something powerful. And given that we have started a new vertical called cognition piano, right? We're seeing that everything in that really happens in our lives starts with our brain, and we're still discovering the power of the brain. It's such a cool vertical that we are able to exercise our brain to become more agile, and those people who are very successful, they invest in their brain, right? Because everything is that happens in our body, everything that is um, fighting in our body, everything that is regenerating in our body starts in our brain. Our brain is the motor that makes everything happen. It's a regulator, right? So we see and we learn every day more and more the importance of exercising our brain, right? So because of that, because we have so much control, so much power from our brain to the entire body, I was like, what is equal to that? And it's exercising our brain. And actually, Mr. Paul Cowell did something very powerful. He asked a question like, the only thing that changes the brain is practice. It's the repetition of behaviors. And that's the same. And that's the same our thoughts, and our thoughts happen where in our brain. So I was like, this is something that goes together, that it's transformative, that it has changed my life. And when I think of the periods of great breakthroughs and advancements and success, I have mastered this area. And when I go backwards is because I'm being lazy with my thoughts. And when we're lazy with our thoughts, we are not able to see, we're not able to see the power that relies, right? So if we see here, um, if we look at this powerful, we see and we ask ourselves the question, what changes the world? What changes the world? What changes the world are those people who live by faith. Faith is not only the concept of religion, is the belief in something that it's unseen. Rather than fear, they believe in the possibilities. The dreamers, those who challenge the system, they see opportunities, they want to believe in bigger things. The innovators, those who create different areas, who create new products, new lack of a better word, innovation, creation. They see things and they want to find a solution. The risk takers, they don't look at what they're going to lose, they're going to look at what they're going to gain. The opportunity seekers, those who are looking for ways to really um, take a risk, an opportunity, or something to make something different. Those people, these people, or this group of people is what changes humanity. And we're seeing it right now. We're in the middle of a universal changing moment, right? And the pandemic has totally changed us. It's changed the way of living. We are confined, right? However, these group of people are looking for ways to make an impact in during this time, looking for the opportunities to influence others, to give solutions, to provide answers, and to make the best of whatever condition. And we are part of that because we are offering solution in a time where people have been having to change the way they live, right? But how can we consistently stay in this area? How can we continually change the world and our world? It all starts with our thoughts. And there's a story, a beautiful story about a lioness who gave birth to a little cub. The little cub grew up with a herd of sheep, and he started to baa like a sheep. He used to eat just he just would eat grass. He would just, go around, and he never knew who he was. He was just so happy being a sheep, full of fear sometimes. He sometimes like danger came, and he would not like, you know, he would not like confront it. He would just stay away, you know. And the sheep were like, wow, like he doesn't know who he is. Until another lion came and said, you know who you are? What are you doing here? You are the king of the jungle. Why are you with sheep? Like, why are you behaving like that? And until that lion interrupted his thoughts, and until he realized his potential, his roar, his ability to to really be powerful, he really grew into his greatness. And that happens to us. Sometimes we're comfortable where we are. Sometimes we forget who we are, or sometimes we don't even know who we are, and we stay complacent and never go into our full potential. However, in that moment, when that little cub grew into that lion and that lion interrupted him, his consciousness, he became who he was supposed to be. And that's what happens to us. Someone needs to say, hey, you're better than that, or hey, your dreams are calling, or hey, let's go. Or is it something you read, or is it an audio? It's an event that you go. Something needs to interrupt your thought. And just like the brain, we have to exercise every day the way we think. We have to do paradigm shifters so we can walk into our identity. And it's possible, just like for that little cub who became his full potential, is the same for us, right? And I love that story because it's not what we have in us that determines, is who we think we are that is going to really determine our future. And I've been reading, or I was refreshing the book, As a Man Thinketh from James Allen, because it really teaches us the importance of our thoughts. It's like we are our thoughts. Our thoughts determine our results. If you think something is not going to work, you're right. It won't work. But if you think it will work, you're right. It will work. And he says, and James Allen says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. This is something that is written all over biblical background. There's so many different scholars who have said this, but he says, a man is literally what he thinks, his characters being the complete sum of all his thoughts. So whatever you're thinking, if you're thinking, I am going to be successful in Organo, I am going to make, there are people who want my products, this new vertical is powerful, or wow, I am going to be healthy with OGX, oh, I'm going to grow right now. That's what's going to manifest your reality. So we have to be vigilant with our thoughts, because whatever we're thinking, that's where we are. That's why that little lion, that little cub, thought he was a sheep. He wasn't. He had still the same body as a lion. He still had everything that was indicating he was a lion. But because he saw his sons as his sheep, because that's the environment he was, that's what he thought he was, right? So we have to understand how to change. It's just like the brain. We need to exercise this every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Your thoughts, something negative comes into your mind, your thoughts, and I want you to understand the cycle of a thought and how much power it has. Your thoughts create emotions. Those emotions put you up or they put you down, and they determine the actions that you take. Those actions that you take over and over and over and over again creates a habit. A habit equals results. Because if you continue to do something the same way, it equals a result, right? So it's a linear relationship that has a consequence, right? And Albert Einstein said it best. It's crazy to expect different results if you keep doing the same thing. That's insanity. And we have to say, okay, what am I thinking? What are the emotions that it's provoking? So when you're feeling sad, ask yourself, what have I been thinking? If you're feeling lazy, what have I been thinking? What actions am I taking? And what habits am I doing? And what results am I having? You have to analyze over and over and over until you interrupt it. When you think something negative, think of the opposite. And then understand that our body is the servant of the mind. Like James Allen says, and I think it, as a man think it, or as a man thinks, basically, he says that our body, like even our illness or our disease, are a reflection of the condition of our mind. If you think you're going to be okay, your body is going to believe that, and it's going to do whatever it takes to heal itself. I'm not saying in magical potions, or I'm not saying that, that, this is like a magical thing. I'm just saying that this has been proven, and we have a lot more power than we think. So we have to be intentional with what we're thinking all the time, checking our hearts, checking our actions, checking our habits and our results. Because if we want to be a ruby or emerald or diamond or star achiever, you have to say, okay, what am I thinking? Am I thinking that it's possible? Am I feeling empowered? Am I taking the necessary actions? Am I building the habits that are going to lead to the results that I want? And if we build our life around this formula, we are going to be successful. And we see the same thing in nature. Each thought manifests reality. And we have to ask ourselves, what are we cultivating? Just like seeds. Whatever you're planting in your brain is what's going to produce the results. You cannot expect pears if you planted a seed of orange. You cannot expect an apple if you planted a seed of a pear. It's the same. So what are we building in our mind? What are we filling our senses with? What are we visualizing? What are we listening to? What are we creating? Are we updating our visions? Because our vision, our direction is what is going to believe that it's possible. It's what's going to inspire. And motivation. This is why I the thing for Monday, because if we want to have a different week from last week, we have to be doing something different. We have to motivate ourselves with the pictures that we see, with the music that we listen to the images that we are inputting into our brain, because those images, those sensorial experience is what's going to create a thought. And those thoughts are the seeds that are going to cultivate into a fruit and into a result in our lives. Right? So we have to be intentional. That's one of my favorite words, intentional about everything we do. Now, how do we do this? We do this by checking ourselves, asking ourselves, who am I? Who have I been so far? And who do I want to be? Ask myself, are my actions aligned to my dreams and goals? What I'm spending most of my time, is this conducive to success, or is it taken away from me? Are my thoughts faith-filled or fear-filled? Am I thinking of the lacks and the limitations, or am I thinking of the possibilities? What am I investing my time and energy on? Am I spending all my time on social media just to look at pictures? Or am I investing my time intentionally into something that is going to produce positive thoughts in my mind and is going to lead me and propel me to action? These questions really can give you the reality, because only yourself can answer these questions. Only yourself can answer what is the reality that you want. And if you ask yourself, what is the reality that I want? Then you will know that you are going to be
Thank you so much for your patience. It seems that Odile had some hiccups on her end. See if we can get her back. Um, Thank you so much. See, just wait 1 minute. Hi, Odile. Can you hear us? I don't know if you can hear us. I see that you're muted. Wow. Yeah, it seems unfortunately Odile has some issues on her end, technical problems. So I think we might have to schedule or a next call for her to continue her subject in the next time. Um, Sorry for the inconvenience, everyone. That's it's a shame. That was a great. I was getting really hooked on Odile Perez subject. Um, Thank you everybody for connecting in Organo Live, and we'll see you again tomorrow for Testy Tuesday with La Donda Gaskins. Thank you so much, and see you soon, everybody.